Hey guys, Du here. Got some questions if I own the Hercules Impulse, DJ Control Impulse T7. And yes, I do own it. There's a lot of hype on this unit right now. Let me tell you my thoughts. Let me tell you if the hype is real, if it's not real, if I use it, if I don't use it. I've had it for about a month now, so I do have some thoughts on it. So if you want to hear my thoughts on this unit, or if you're thinking about purchasing the unit, stay tuned. Okay, let me show you first of all, what's in the Platinum Edition. It does come in a very nice case, and pretty much it's in the case with the packaging material as you get it. And if you open the case, what you get in it is, I already put the vinyl on it, and but you get your power supply, a USB cable that's kind of in the same platinum colors or yellow and black colors. So get slip mats, and it does make a difference how the actual platters perform on which slip mats you use. There's multiple ones here. If I take the vinyl off, which I'll do in a second here, if you notice there's some different slip mats here, and it does make a difference on how the table and what side of the vinyl you use also makes a difference on how these perform, and I'll show you that in a second. So anyhow, just opening it up, and now let's get a better look at the Hercules DJ Control Impulse T7 Platinum Edition. Okay, here we go. The DJ Control Impulse T7 by Hercules. A lot of people are digging this unit right now. This is the Platinum Edition. Like I showed you earlier, the Platinum Edition comes with a case, some kind of matching cables to go with this gold plate and the gold accents on here. And the reason the main reason is you pay the extra $100 for the Platinum Edition is that you get upgraded faders. The faders on the original unit were so, not the best. A lot of scratch DJs weren't digging them. These feel pretty smooth. I have mixed feelings about this unit. Well, first let me walk you through it. First of all, so you have a mic here, and here's a scoop about the mic. The mic doesn't work unless it's connected to a computer. So this kind of is not a standalone mixer. So be aware of that. This is not a standalone. If you unplug this from your computer, whether the power is on or not, this thing shuts down. It kind of freaked me out when I opened it up originally. So if I take out the USB cable, it shut down. Now the power is on, and it's I don't know, it's a very weird thing. So, and this power cable is very flimsy. It's like, it doesn't lock in there. It's just, everyone's like, oh, it's $800. It's such a cheap unit, $799 for the Platinum Edition. And, but this to me is not professional at all. Like, I don't know, I'd be a little afraid using this out in public. This bothers me too. So the second you take out the USB cable, there's no lights, there's no nothing. I could power this on and off all day long, and it doesn't matter. So as soon as I plug this in, now it lights up. That's just weird to me. So I can recenter this thing. There we go. And yeah, that's just a little weird to me, and I don't like it. So I don't like that fact. Let me go through the platters real quick. So these are platters. Everyone is like, God, such a cheap unit. It's with moving platters. Listen, these are belt driven. These are not direct drives. There's good things about that and bad things. First of all, it cuts down on the weight. This thing is light. And that's one of the only things I really like about it, is that the fact that it's light. Compared to my Rain 4 or my Rev 7, there's really no comparison. I don't have the Rev 1, so I can't compare it to that. But this unit is extremely light. And it's a bedroom unit. It's not a professional unit. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody's bullshitting you online. It's not a professional unit. There's a lot of things that if I was to bring this out, I'm definitely carry an external mixer also. The mic is another issue. I think I said it earlier that with the mic, once you unplug the USB, if you unplug this from the computer, the mic doesn't even work. So you can't even use the microphone. Your computer shuts down. You're out of luck. It's over. Another thing is a lot of people wanted to know about the platters. How do they spin? You know, they work. You know, everyone's like, oh, moving platters at $700-800. I'm like, yeah, but they're belt driven. So remember that, you know, the belt that's inside there, it's a rubber belt, and that literally it costs like 50 cents to $2 to replace it. And like, you could do it in like 5 minutes. So it's not that big of a deal. It's not that much mechanics to this thing. Also there's two different, so I have two different vinyl platters on there right now. So essentially, like on one side, if you see, this one spins back, that one spins back. So if I was to play something, you know, that spins back a little bit. Now this one spins back more. And the reason why this one goes longer, if I do these at the same time, start this one, if I do these at the same time, that one outspins it. The reason why this outspins the other one for backspins is the fact is that these vinyls, the sides are different. So it's hard to tell, but one side is like this and the other side has, I don't know if it has more grooves. There's just something different about it. I don't know. If you use the other slip mats that these come with, they come with chunkier slip mats right here. If you use these and you put these on top of here and you put this down, there's no spin at all. That's about it. That's all you get out of it. And I'm doing it pretty hard. Maybe if you put, let me try this, because I know somebody's going to ask me. If I put both of them down, a little bit better. Not much. Let me try flipping the record. Nothing. That's pretty much nothing. So, yeah, that's nothing. So it seems like the best way to do it is don't use the chunky slip mats. Use the other ones that it comes with. It does come with two. At least the platinum one does. And if you use one side, that's nothing, even with that slip mat. So here's the scoop. Flip the side up. There we go. So there is a thing. See, this one doesn't have hardly any spin. If I slip this or flip this around, or slip it, I guess, nothing. Now if I flip this, a lot more. So yeah, so there's the trick to that. So because there's no settings that's going to help you that in the software. Another thing I don't like about this unit, and I'll tell you right now, is that when you hit start, it's not instant. And let me see if I can do something without it getting monetized, or demonetized, I should say. Let's see if it'll let me record this. Probably not. Okay, I don't know if you'll be able to hear this. So if I leave it go right now, fine. But I'll tell you what, if you're just controlling it as it's almost like a real turntable, actually. So if you hit this, I don't know if you can hear that, but it's a start. It's not instant. There's a little bit, you got to time it right. So what I would definitely use, and there's no buttons on here right now, but what I would definitely do is program your one of the effect buttons or something to program it to do like a hot cue start. But I don't forget what they call that thing, but like, yeah, it lags just a little bit, not horribly, but I definitely noticed it, and I was definitely off a little bit. As far as pitch sliders, these things right here, they're actually pretty good. I'm going to give that to that. They're long, they're accurate, they feel good. There's some beat matching effects on here. And again, I don't want to get demonetized. So right now I am using Serato. It does come with two softwares. It comes with Serato and then their own software. I forget what it's called, Loop or Juiced or something like that. I don't know. I don't know if anybody uses that. If you do, leave it in the comments. I haven't tried it out yet. They comes with it for free, and so you don't even need Serato. But I'm running Serato Pro at the moment, so I have all the features. So here, now if I was to start something else, you can see that they give you kind of like hints on kind of where the pitch should be to match it. You know, so if you're definitely learning how to DJ, I don't want to play too much of it because it demonetized, but not that I get monetized anyhow. But if you're learning how to beat match, they do have a beat guide. You can shut it off if you want, so you don't have to use it, and it's pretty cool. I mean, especially for new DJs, I think it's a great idea, great addition. Also, you have your sync button here. Your shift gets you into different modes. Serato Pro, obviously, you can get all your hot cues. All of them all day long. It's pretty bright too. I gotta say that the colors look great. Stems, here's your stems right here. Just like any other Serato controllers, this has built-in stems. It also has an instrumental and a vocal on both channels, and pretty cool. So the instrumental and the vocal, you know, you can take out the instruments, take out the vocals. You don't have to do, or you can go through the other way with all 4 pads and do it that way too. So you can do it both ways on here. Right here is your auto loop. I love this kind of auto loop personally. Hit it in to loop, take it out, 4 beats in, out, whatever. Pretty cool. So you can do in and out too. Just hit shift, in, out, and there you go. Also on this, they have different modes here depending on what you're doing. Slicer and all that stuff. Beat, jump, all your normal crap that you get with Serato. Effects, the effects are kind of cool because it's the paddle type and they feel pretty sturdy. You know, if I'm playing effect, so you got to hit they are all, I have the crossfader on. Okay, so they're all kind of post fader effects, and well, not kind of, they are. So pretty cool. And they're all Serato effects. They're not internal effects on here. But you can have 3 of them. You can layer effects on this too, which is kind of cool. I'm not a fan of internal effects, or I'm not a fan of Serato effects or any software effects, to be honest. Even, you know, they're way better now than they used to be, but I don't know. I'm just still partial to the, you know, internal effects onto the mixer or onto the controller itself. Okay. Let me get to some of the really big issues I have. First of all, like I said earlier, I don't like it doesn't start instantly, and there's no way to control that. There's no way to do it. I think that's just an issue with just being a belt-driven machine. Scratching on it, I think it's pretty cool. I think if you're trying to learn how to scratch, this is not a bad unit. Also, one issue I really had was the headphones. I use HD25 Sennheiser. They're known to be loud. They're known to be clear and crisp. I could not get enough volume out of the headphones. There's no way to adjust it in the Serato software on the computer. Nothing I could do to get good volume out of the headphones. I used this at a club called Rustic here the other night, and I could not hear crap sometimes. They had such a loud monitor system. And, you know, like I said, I think this unit is mainly for bedrooms. It's not to be taken out on the road. And that's one of the reasons why. It doesn't have a loud output on the headphones. The mic, it sounds good if it's plugged into the computer. You know, it doesn't have booth control either. So I had to use an external mixer. I used the Mackie little external mixer, and I could show you what that looks like also. And I use that, and I plug this into that just to get extra mic so I can EQ the mic and etc. So in that aspect, Yeah, I had the problem. The headphones really bothered me for some reason. Like I was like, what is going on? You know, I'm messing with the mix, the cue, everything, full blast, I changed headphones. You know, I have a pair of V Modas I travel with also. So my Sennheisers, HD25s, and my V Modas, V100s, none of those things like gave me enough output for some reason. I didn't like it, you know. As far as, you know, like I said earlier, you know, scratching is, you know, pretty cool. I mean, works. I don't know. This is the scoop. So in my opinion, okay, let me finish this with my final thoughts. The Hercules T7, in my opinion, okay, there was some controversy a couple weeks ago where somebody went online and Nick and Cleveland and Mojax and all these other reviewers that were reviewing these units, not just the Hercules, but in units in general, they said, you know, these guys kind of just always say positive things because they're getting paid for it, or they want free products, you know, so they can make more reviews and on the cheap. And essentially, they're not being totally honest. I don't know if I really believe that. I love Mojax. I love Cleveland. I love Nick. And all those other reviewers are out there. I think they do a fantastic job, and it does influence me on sometimes what I buy. But is there some truth to folks not being extra critical on units? You know, they'll be like, well, you know, there's this one little bad thing, but there's 42 other positive things about this. I gotta be honest. I think there is some truth to that. I think that reviewers are a little scared about not being able to get products, because if they don't get products in, then they're not going to be able to continue reviewing. And if they don't review too much, then they're not going to get those counts, and they're not going to get the viewing hours, and the analytics will go down. So, yeah, I think there is some truth to that. In my opinion, I made a review last night, and I was kind of almost doing the same thing, you know, subconsciously. But I realized that I can't be dishonest. And here's the scoop. I think the Hercules T7 is trash, in my opinion. I think the headphone quality sucks. I think that it doesn't have an instant start when you hit the button. You got to really treat it like a turntable. Use silent cue. You know, that's a way to work around it. There's workarounds around all this. It doesn't have a monitor booth, so it's not a professional unit. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying at $800, to me, that's a little too friggin' expensive. Okay, too much money for that controller at $800 for the Platinum Edition. I think that if you are gonna buy it, the extra $100 you spend on the Platinum Edition is worth it, because you get the case, the upgraded faders, all that stuff. But it's still not a professional unit. You still don't have a monitor out. The mic still, you know, if your USB comes unplugged from the computer, your computer dies. You don't have a microphone. You can't plug any external device in without a computer. It's senseless to me. It's $800, and essentially it's plastic junk that every other friggin' controller has. And it has rubber bands inside that at 50 cents to $2 to replace it. So that's what it's based off of. The beauty about the unit, if I will have one positive thing, it's just the weight. It's nice and portable, and I bring it on the road with me. I have it with me right now. I'm in Houston at the Houston Rodeo and getting ready to play in a couple hours. And I think it's cool to have kind of in your hotel room to practice. But if you're a traveling or a mobile DJ that wants to use it on the main stage, I wouldn't use it. I think the main stage is too loud for that thing. I think, you know, most of the time you're going to be using CDJs and maybe a 900 Nexus or something like that. I used a A9, I think, last week, and then I used a S11 not too long ago, and that's mainly what you're going to use. So if I was going to recommend anything, I would just go for the $300 Flex 4, Pioneer Flex 4. That will at least, you'll be able to use all the different softwares. You'll be able to use Pioneer, Rekordbox, Serato, DJ. You know, you can use every single software and you can get used to it. With this controller, with the Impulse T7, you have Serato, obviously, and you dejuiced. DJ Juiced or DJ Juice or whatever it's called. That's pretty much it. I don't think there's a mapping yet, unless you do your own mapping for DJ. And it's not going to get you used to any really standard club setup or main stage setup. So the Flex 4 is a lot lighter. It's a lot simpler to carry. And even though this is not that heavy, I still would do that. You know, you could throw the Flex 4 right in an overhead, throw it underneath the seat. You can practice with it on an airplane. But that's a whole nother story. I'll do a video on that maybe in a little bit. But as far as the DJ Impulse T7, no. Bad microphone inputs, no monitor. You have to bring an external mixer if you want to get a monitor and kind of hook it up that way. And it's just a lot, man. And I just don't think it's worth it. At the end of a band, at the end of the day, it's still plastic with rubber bands. And that's what it is. It's a direct drive turntable. It doesn't have an instant start. You have to do silent cue. I don't know. I'm rambling on because I've seen so many people praise this unit, and I'm just not one of them. I think it's a Hercules, you know, and I think it's an expensive Hercules. Anyhow, with that, let me not digress. And anyhow, I gotta get going and playing in a couple hours. We got Blake Shelton tonight here in Houston, and then Major Lazer in a couple days, and there's just a lot of stuff going on right now. And I'm in a corporate apartment, that's why I'm not in my normal setting. And but anyhow, I hope you guys have a great weekend. Hopefully that could clear up some air about the DJ Control Impulse T7. And I don't know, man. You guys, leave some comments. Tell me your thoughts. If you guys own a unit, let me know your thoughts. I may be wrong. This is just my opinion, so don't slaughter me. My opinion of how I use things. With that said, I'll see you on the next one. Take care.